the desert of the real.
Welcome to the Desert of the Real. I'm your host, Jason Dietz. Joined with me is your other host who may be deeply involved in a conspiracy to blow things up.
Ryan Hudson.
The desert, he may not also. We don't really know
Yeah.
at this point. The Desert of the Real is a movie podcast, Jason's Choice version, where I pick movies that are awesome that Ryan has not seen because he was watching blockbuster movies.
Actually, I think Arlington Road is a little bit forgotten about.
I'm sure.
I didn't know anything about it.
Because old people are the ones that, I mean, it's like, what, 25 years old, something like that?
Yeah, 1999.
Yeah.
There's also, that's a huge year for movies anyway. You had Phantom Menace, Matrix, Sixth Sense and stuff.
So it just got lost in the awesome.
There's also maybe one other big reason it kind of got forgotten about, but we'll talk about that later on.
So, like Ryan said, we watched Arlington Road from 1999. One of my favorite movies. It's a thinker, which I love. We're here to ask if this movie has anything deep to say, which we don't need to ask because I picked the movie, so we know that it does. It's not a blockbuster. We are two English language arts high school teachers with graduate degrees, and we attempt to use our academic training to dig deeply into movies. We explore the creativity, the philosophy, film studies, and ethics in our films, and we push our listeners to think critically about their entertainment. Welcome to the Desert of the Real. We're glad you're here. We're grateful for your patronage. Hopefully you enjoyed this movie. Like we mentioned last week, I'm not actually sure why it's rated R.
Yeah, you see some people get shot.
Yeah.
And it drops the F-bomb. But, it sounds like I'm justifying it. It's not even like a lot of F-bombs. It's
How much is a lot, Ryan?
Well, there's a lot of movies that use a lot. But this movie, just like 3 or 4, I think. Mm. I was kind of surprised. I remember, why is this rated R? Is something going to happen that's big?
Yeah, nothing does.
So, we're going to talk a little bit about the movie, but in the very good chance you have not seen it, we will have a spoiler warning.
Sure.
Because I think, if you haven't seen this, you should go in blind or not knowing anything. I think there's a lot of stuff you will appreciate about this movie. Like Deet said, and almost begrudgingly, no, this movie's it's really good. You should watch it. And it's forgotten about, but it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I actually think, well, never mind. When we get to spoiler territory, I think there's enough reason for it to come back and not be overshadowed by other stuff that it probably was in the time. But Arlington Road, like we hinted at the beginning, it's what if you thought your neighbor was a bad person?
Yeah.
That's like the movie. Like, this Jeff Bridges is a professor at a university, and he teaches about criminals and ethics and conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And what if you start to suspect your neighbor?
Yeah.
That's all you need to know, or that's all you should know. Right, because then it's like, well, what's gonna happen, or what's real, what's not real. We've had a couple, actually, K-Pax was Jeff Bridges, right? No,
Kevin Spacey.
K-Pax with Kevin Spacey is one of those movies. It's like, he says he's an alien, and the whole movie it's like, well, I don't know, is it this or is it that? This is a this or that type of movie.
But different than K-Pax, we know by the end.
Yeah, actually,
K-Pax, we still don't know.
Yeah, this Arlington Road takes you on a little journey, which is a lot of fun.
So good.
Okay, Deets. Believe it or not, I brought some production notes.
What? You never do that.
Okay, so we talked about this a little bit last week. Of all movies, Tron Ares. We had our Tron trilogy, and here we have to bridge the gap is a Jeff Bridges movie. We talked a little bit about how studios...
It is Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
K-Pax.
Oh, in K-Pax. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, he's the doctor. Sorry.
Studios used to have a lot more mid-budget movies. We have our big tentpole movies, and they're called tentpole films because they hold up the industry. They're designed to make the most amount of money, and so other movies could be made. And if like you lose some money here and there, it's not going to be a big deal. Like Arlington Road, like is a perfect example of like, yeah, clearly there's not a big budget, but we don't need a big budget.
Yeah,
most of it is just letting actors act. Here's an actor showcase kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because you have Jeff Bridges, Tim Robbins, Joan Cusack.
And they're all three are amazing.
Really good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. If I hadn't seen any of them in any other movie, I would assume this is how they were.
Yeah, which is
so
why it's
good.
crazy when we're talking about like Jeff Bridges. How come this doesn't? I guess I'm talking from my experience. How come this doesn't get brought up more, type of thing? Okay. You know what I mean?
Because there's a conspiracy.
So essentially, yeah,
they don't want us talking about this kind of thing.
Oh, sorry. No, the budget was about $31 million, and it made about $41 million. So it's not like it was a bomb or anything. It's just, here, let's make our money back. Nice and easy type of thing. And the 90s was kind of where there was an independent film boom type of thing, because the smaller cameras got, the more people were able to make things.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie. I've never seen it, but there was, in the 90s, there's a movie called Sex, Love, and Videotapes, which was made super low budget with just a handheld camera, and it's not like just any random schlock film. It's got like a director that's known and stuff. Huh. But it kind of won awards and things, and it's like, no, here's a movie with standard definition. Like, you can make movies that audiences can find and critics can say is good. Small. So in the 90s, which is an independent film explosion in a way.
Cool.
Even though technically people make independent films since like the 60s and stuff. But whatevs. So Arlington Road kind of is in like the independent center, but also kind of also being a Hollywood thriller. It's like the middle of that Venn diagram. Low budget, minimum resources, but they had a budget with actors you recognize type of thing. Here's the thing. This movie hinges on a lot of 90s history I personally don't know a whole bunch about.
Okay. Like the one man working alone stuff? Those people?
Well, according to Google, this movie is a lot... some things that was inspired... the Ruby Ridge shooting in 92, Waco, Texas, 93, Oklahoma City bombing, 95, Atlanta Olympics bombing, 96, the Unabomber in 96.
Yeah.
That's the list.
I mean, yeah, I remember all of those.
And see,
I watched the Waco stuff.
I was only one during the Oklahoma.
Like, it was... The terror was not from over there. During the 90s when I was a teenager, it was from here,
which is what this movie's about,
right?
And I think we forget about that because of 9/11.
Bring it out.
Like, this movie kind of gets overshadowed by 9/11 because a lot of this movie is like, it's specifically about terrorism, and it's like the living in fear. And watching this, I was like, man, 1999. Just wait.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
But this movie's built on like some specific things. Like in the 90s, like that admittedly, I'm not even well versed in all this stuff going in and out.
It's just, like this movie says multiple times, like Jeff Bridges' character's class is about exploring the one man working alone idea.
Yeah.
So like the Oklahoma City thing, for example, was supposedly one man pissed off, working alone, goes and blows it up.
And this movie, is that the one the movie specifically talks about?
No, it talks about Scobie.
Did it make up a similar situation?
I think it made up a similar...
Because, like, we also find out about Jeff Bridges' wife. Part of the reason he's so passionate is his wife was killed in a thing similar to the It's like the Ruby Ridge shootout, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know, like it's building on these culture things from history for our characters to like justify. And you don't even like. I don't know about. I mean, this is bad to say. I don't know a lot about Waco, Texas stuff going. But
the Branch Davidians.
You don't need to know to understand like the mindset of why he's thinking his neighbors might be connected.
Right, but watching this, like you said, post 9/11, is a little less powerful. Than it was or should have been when it came out.
But I would argue we've removed ourselves from 9/11 as just time, that this movie has now become relevant again.
Yeah.
I think during the whole scope of the 2000s into the 2010s, where there were the war in Iraq, war in Iran and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Now I think now people are, it's not irrelevant as what it might have seemed in the last 2 decades.
Sure.
That's what I would maybe argue.
I hope so.
No, okay, it's written by Erin Kruger, directed by a man named Mark Pellington, and Kruger said he wanted to capture like the feeling of disturbing thrillers, paranoia, domestic extremism from like the 70s. So he was influenced by the political thrillers of the 70s, but made in the 90s. So what's like a 70s political thriller?
All the President's Men.
Something like that.
Yeah.
With like that vibe, but a modernized type of thing, which is kind of cool. And you can kind of see, I guess, film history wise, like the 90s was just, if you look at all the movies in the 90s, it's like, wow, it was like a buffet.
Yeah.
All sorts of, even bad movies looked good, Yeah. Now it's like, well, everything seems so like planned out and like meticulous a little bit.
The creativity is gone.
The director had only made one feature, going all the way from 1997. But he had an enormous visual resume. He made a movie that I'm not 100% familiar with, but it looks similar. Have you ever seen the Mothman Prophecies?
Yeah.
That's the same director.
Yeah.
When I was looking up similar movies, that movie came up along with it, but he's the same guy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not as good as this one, but it's still pretty good. It's got Richard Gere.
I only know that there's a part in that movie where the guy says chapstick. Maybe I'm going crazy, but I swear there's some sort of joke or someone talked about how in the movie Mothman Prophecies he's holding a chapstick and that's like the big deal. He knows he's holding, like through the phone, he knows he's holding chapstick. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But if you don't remember that, it might not even be a moment, I suppose. I don't know anything about it because it's not even about Mothman, which is a big bummer.
Yeah.
Why watch a Mothman movie without Mothman?
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy's still making stuff, kinda, but mostly music videos, it looks like. He made a movie in 2018 called Nostalgia. Does not have good reviews. But anyway, Arlington Road. I knew nothing. The opening shot is this kid bleeding.
So good.
Like his hand is like bleeding, and he's walking in the middle of the street, and Jeff Bridges stops him. That's like the inciting incident, like immediately. And I'm like, what is this movie? What is going to happen?
Yeah, it's so good because he doesn't know the kid.
Yeah,
he's apparently never seen him or never recognized him, and so he's here. This kid's bleeding. It's actually one of my favorite intros to a movie because like what do? You're a good person, of course you're gonna try and help the kid. He doesn't know, so he takes him to the hospital, and like I love the scene in the hospital where the nurse is like, what's his name? He's like, I don't know. He's like, are you his father? No, I've never seen him before. And he's just freaking out. It's so good. I don't know his name. And then we have, like, right after that, we have him and his girlfriend talking, and he's like how they moved in 2 months ago. I've never seen him before. How does that happen?
Yeah, it's...
And that's one of the questions that the movie kind of hinges on.
Well, and it's like, regardless, like, not even about plot. This movie's asking you, how well do you know the people you live around?
Right.
The movie's forcing you to look at the people around you and, like, Do you even know them?
Yeah.
What do you know about them type of thing?
Like, I don't know that anything in this film would have happened differently if when they moved in, he took over a plate of cookies and met them. But one of the open questions of this movie is, what should our relationship be to the people around us?
Yeah.
Our neighbors. Like, I grew up in the neighborhood that I live in now, so I know almost everyone around me since I was little, but most people don't have that. And so how well do you know your neighbor? It reminds me of another movie that's less awesome than this. It's got Shia LaBeouf in it. Have you seen
Disturbia?
Yeah, have you seen Disturbia?
Yeah, it's bad. Rear Window.
Yeah.
At the time when it came out when I was like a teenager, I'm like, this is bad.
Yeah. But like that, like so one of the philosophical questions is, like, what is our responsibility to the people around us? Like, should we know them? Should we know them not intimately, but should we know deeper things about them? Should we know their pain, their fear, their whatever? Or should we maintain this insular, family-based, I guess, structure that we seem to have adopted? Okay. Like, the people outside of our house, especially now, 2026, don't really matter anymore to us. They are the other, and that's a big change that's happened in the last, 30, 40 years. Is the other has moved closer and closer and closer to us, so that now outside our front door is the other, which is kind of scary.
Okay, I have several thoughts about that. On one hand, I do think you should get to know the people around you, but I personally do not do that. I don't want to go out of my way to talk to people.
Sure. Nobody does.
And it's like I have a house, so not to talk to people.
Well, then this is the cost,
man. If I see someone I know at Walmart, I go out of my way so I don't have to say hi.
Oh, wow.
That's where I am.
That's crazy.
I am pretty antisocial, but in a perfect hypothetical situation, I would want to know, like, the people around me well, you know? Like, I should.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that I don't have a neighbor this way. We actually do know these people pretty good. But, then you got those guys over there who like to rev their engines as loud as possible. Drives me nuts. Anyway. But the thing is, like you were saying, our spheres are now, we go into our house, and that's our sphere, but now we can branch out through the internet. But I don't know if it was some sort of internet video where it's like gaming in the 90s, and it was a bunch of like guys on couches all on one screen, and it cut to gaming now. It was one guy alone in a room with a TV, and you hear him go over the headsets. Oh yeah, good game, good round. It's just, you're playing with people technically, but you're not with the people.
Right. So if we take the kind of the feel of this movie, do you think that has been done to us?
Oh.
On purpose? So that when whatever is coming happens, we don't know anyone, we don't actually care about anyone else. It's just us against the world. Do you think that's been done on purpose?
I don't. But that also...
Good, that means you're easier to manipulate.
I mean, I guess it's a tricky question because I do believe that there is a lot of manipulation happening through like things like the news and like giant corporations and use of technology and stuff. But like, is there one big scheme?
It doesn't have to be one big scheme.
Be lots of tiny, smaller schemes.
Yeah. It just all worked. Or so, I read a book about. I think it was about slashers in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Before
the 80s, like, you could just go out into the neighborhood and just be out in the neighborhood, and you had neighbors, and you could go to other people's houses just unannounced. Mm-hmm. As a little kid. Everybody knew everyone loved everyone. And then we got the slashers, and I don't know if it was directly because of the slashers, but we started getting Stranger Danger.
Yeah.
Mid 80s. And that's the moment where I think we started losing our ability to be neighbors, be like when I remember as a kid, so I'm talking early 80s, that was my childhood, going to my grandparents' house, and we could just go.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know anyone in that neighborhood except for my grandparents, but I could just go play, like go up the street. There's a kid in that yard, I could just walk over to their yard and be like, hey, can I play? Like, there was no like, what are you doing, Timmy? Why are you? It wasn't like that.
Yeah. And
so now, what is it, 40 years later, we're like we are now. We don't go out of our houses.
I know.
Everything that we need, we could, conceivably, someone could never leave their house. You could have a work from home job and you get DoorDash and Walmart delivery. You would never have to leave your house. But, I mean, sure, that's leisurely. This is your comfort place.
Who am I? Sherlock Holmes from our next movie?
No, I get that, but the cost of that is something like Arlington Road. I
kind of think it's maybe more of a byproduct of, I hate to say this, but, late stage capitalism. It's like, hey, this is going to make us money to make your life better, and the byproduct is isolation.
Yeah.
But then again, like, here's the thing. I had a similar situation growing up, and I was like late 90s or more like early 2000s. I just would go to my friend's house, like ride my bikes and stuff, like no cell phones type of thing. But the problem is there probably was a few actual bad things that happened to people on top of the scary
in your neighborhood.
No, I meant like in general. It's like, yeah, let's go do whatever we want. But then there was a murder or something that happened on the news. Like, you can't be too careful. Is it like, are you saying the fear of
the fear of the other?
Of the other, I think,
and the other being closer to us than, I mean, like, you can look at propaganda all the way back. But if you look at propaganda in the early 1940s, the other was the Nazis.
Yeah.
And that was if you watch like the Looney Tunes and stuff that were made at that point, that's the other, the Japanese, the Nazis.
The hunters with speech impediments.
Yeah, yes. Right. And so the other was way over there. Like, the average schmo growing up in, suburban Nowheresville, USA would never encounter the other. And so in the 80s, the other came closer. And we had, I don't know, John Wayne Gacy and Jeffrey Dahmer and that was, I think that was 90s, but Ted Bundy.
Oh, yes. He was 70s into 80s, I think.
Yeah. That's an amazing book, by the way, The Stranger Beside Me. It's Anne Rule she knew him very well.
Yeah.
She had worked with him and had no clue. And so that's the idea, that the other isn't, across the seas. It's moved into, that neighborhood over there where Ted Bundy lived, or, and then this movie shows us that it's not over there in that other city anymore.
Yeah.
It's literally across the street from us. And so this steady progression or encroaching of the other is inevitably, I think, going to lead to us having nothing, having no protection, no safety, because we can't count on anyone outside of our own home anymore.
Okay, you know what? I'm kind of taking it back as I think about society. It does kind of feel anti-community in a big way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, you just knew everyone in the neighborhood growing up, and it's kind of through church. But like, I can go through the neighborhood I grew up in and be like, yeah, I've been in that house, been in that house, been in that house, because of just helping people in the church or, doing various things.
Sure.
And it's like, yeah, I just grew up knowing a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I think it's different now where
if
that's
you're not
not
religious.
Yeah,
for sure.
kind of. If you're not religious, where do you get your community? You might find
It's all online now.
it's online or maybe your coworkers or something,
Yeah. But we're in a moment now where there's a resurgence of religious with the younger generation, there's a resurgence. And I think, at least in part, it's because of this. It's because they have recognized something is missing. They need it. And the easiest place or the most natural place to get that sense of community and belonging is from a religious community. They're pre-built social interactions, families. We frequently call our the groups of people that we're with families, our ward family or our chapel family or whatever. And I'm not saying go be religious. I am just saying that is, I think, the last bastion of us, a bigger us than just our home, our family.
Dietz is using my daughter's Disney princess lap desk.
We are recording in his fantastic studio. What is this?
This is
study,
the office library
area.
Yeah. What's funny is we recorded an episode or two in my house a year ago or I don't know when. And this room was just full of boxes and junk, but now we got bookshelves up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We have books you can look at now.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I do think, is it easier to control people when they don't have a society or group? Yes. But is that by design or by product? Or like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Just by accident or the
'Cause,
byproduct of late-stage capitalism.
Right. Because it's an oversimplification, but if you look at American history, we have the colonies. We got to spread out. We get more states. We got to spread out. Go west. Go find your place. We found our places and started planting roots. Blah blah blah. And then it was the American dream. Come home from World War II. Go have a house and family. That's life, and that was good. This is an oversimplification, but kind of generally, it's like that. And then where in between the American dream is working and having a good life for your family versus now where it's where did that go wrong type of thing.
Yeah.
But then like we were saying in the 90s with all the things that were going on with the real life stuff and what this movie's building off of, there was deep unhappiness happening in America. I guess maybe it's easy to just watch Friends or Seinfeld and being wow, the 90s were awesome. And in a lot of ways, it was awesome.
Sure.
But maybe it wasn't as good as we remember.
The 80s.
Right, yeah. Not as good as the 80s, which wasn't as good as the 70s, which wasn't... I don't know. But, I don't know. Apparently, there's a lot of pent-up aggression going on.
Yeah.
But then again, it's... On the flip side, I think life was maybe a little bit better pre-9/11. Is that a hot take? At least for us here in America? I don't know if that's a fair thing to say, but...
It was less controlled.
Yeah.
For sure. When I went on my mission, my family was able to be right there at the gate. And now I've sent two. I've sent two of my sons on missions, and we don't get that experience. We have to say goodbye where you drop off. We don't get to watch them board the plane and whatever. And that's not a big deal necessarily, but, at the same time, it's something that we have lost or given up or has been taken from us in the name of safety. And that's another one of the big philosophical ideas in this movie is the trade-off. And it's a classic philosophical question. It's a trade-off between freedom and security. And that's a true pendulum. The more freedom you have, the less security you have.
Yeah.
The more security you have, the less freedom you have. And so this movie asks that question. It doesn't answer it.
Right. It's just in the movie, Jeff Bridges' character is really unhappy with the times.
Yeah.
And I'm you don't know.
Well, I mean...
you don't know.
I mean, his wife. So I guess are we?
I mean, well, let's just say from this point out, hopefully it compelled you to listen or watch the whole movie. But we're gonna do spoilers
here on out.
Yeah.
So his wife, that discontent largely stems from the death of his wife.
Yeah.
And at one point, his friend says Leah died for her country. He's trying to pep him up, and he responds, "Well, she shouldn't have." And it's like it was just a mistake. She died because of misinformation or misunderstood information.
Yeah.
And so his discontent, we don't get a clear sense of was he this way before she died. But I think for him, it's because his innermost self is gone, is destroyed. Like we've been talking about, our homes are our sanctuaries. The people that live in our homes with us are our people. His people were taken by, the conspiracy, supposedly. And so I feel like I can understand that. It's not out there conspiracy. It has cost him himself, really. And so I feel like his war against, the idea that there's one man acting alone and trying to call attention to the fact that it's not just, or the idea that it's not just one man, it's one man that's been manipulated or encouraged or forced to act in a way that has caused pain and sorrow.
I want to walk through my experience watching this movie.
Okay.
First off, depending on where you watch it, because I think right now it's even on YouTube for free with ads type of thing.
Oh, okay.
So it's like easy to watch at the moment. But I'm like, this thumbnail is bad. It's just kind of just people's heads or something. I don't know what you do, but need something different. Watching this movie, I really didn't know. I was like, wow, it's a big house for a teacher. But I think that's not an accident. He's supposed to live in a nice neighborhood,
right? A
nice house. It's all like part of everything, that the big ideas. And
because we tend to think of the big nice house neighborhood, those are the safest neighborhoods.
Right.
We think of, like, I guess inner city as the least safe neighborhood. And so, I agree. It's totally part of what we're doing with this movie.
Even the fact that our main characters are white is part of it, too. Like,
sure.
It's not like, like inner city gang violence. It's, like the neighbor next to you who looks like you in the house that is just like your house.
Right.
But not knowing where this movie was going to go, I wrote down, I do not look forward to the day I have to deal with my kids, having friends and having to deal with their friends' parents. I'm like, that's social interaction I'm not looking forward to.
See, but that's totally bizarre to someone who grew up in the 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
That's a totally bizarre, and so I think that's very interesting, that we don't, like, we now just kind of think that's the way it is. We don't know our neighbors. We don't necessarily know most people don't know their friends' parents, blah, blah, blah. Right. When I grew up, that was not even remotely a thing. In fact, when I had a friend, my best friend growing up, lived, a little ways away from us, and that was a big, big deal for my parents because they didn't know who I was going to. It was outside of our big neighborhood thing. So, I think it's interesting that is the response now.
I know.
where my parents, like, they actively knew and sought to know parents of my friends.
Yeah. So, but a lot of it is kind of just me. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's bigger than that.
Maybe.
So then, like, he starts to get suspicious. He doesn't want his kid to hang out with the other kids. Like, what if that kid's parents is bad, And so I have a question for you. Are lies to kids any different than lies to adults? Because he's like, you can't go over there. I forget what the reason was, but, a little lie just because he didn't trust the grown-ups, which, that's a legitimate concern. If you think they're bad, how do you like tell your kids that? You know, like that's not
right, because your kids don't have filters yet.
Right, yeah.
So they're gonna go over there. My dad said that you're evil and I can't play with your kids.
That'll be worse. So like or lies to kids different than lies to adults.
Yes, I would say so. For sure. Are they any less morally bad? I don't know the answer to that, but they're definitely different. Like Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, we have a bonus one in our house.
Oh, yeah?
We do the Switch Witch.
Oh.
Because admittedly, my kids get so much candy. It's like, you're not eating all this candy. So the Switch Witch, you take the candy you really want, and like it's more than enough, okay? Trust me, they get a lot somehow with all the trick-or-treating that's going on. Once again, trick-or-treating is different too. This isn't part of the movie, but like it's more trunk-or-treats.
Yeah.
I will say though, in specific neighborhoods, at least in this town, it is crazy still though. There's a lot of dead zones, like no one, like one car following their kid from the street, no one else. But at least in our town right here, it's like it's like an 80s Halloween movie. There's just hundreds of people, it feels like.
Oh, wow.
And it's kind of that neighborhood over where the doctors and lawyers live and stuff, but you know. Like there's a guy giving out full-on scones in one garage and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like dead, but a lot of the culture has shifted to, we're not even going to trick-or-treating, we're just going to go to the trunk-or-treats.
Yeah,
that's
safe.
It's safe, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
But the Switch Witch, you leave out candy, the witch takes it and leaves a present.
Nice.
And I don't know if anyone does it. So there's going to be a day when my kid is going to talk about the Switch Witch, and the kids are going to be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. That's not a real thing.
Oh, no. Anyway. Okay, yeah. Like we said, the wife was killed because she didn't do the research. He's teaching a class about terrorism in 1999. But, like, there was terrorism. Like, it's not like terrorism was invented in 2001. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it was always over there.
It was always over there. But here's what I thought was interesting. He's a professor who teaches the subject, but knowing about something isn't the same as like being able to recognize it, I suppose. Like people are smart, but like you can know about like the difference between knowledge and wisdom type of thing.
Yeah.
He could teach the subject, but when we're still like unsure of what the truth is, he's like, yeah, but do you know what you're talking about type of thing? Do you really know?
Yeah.
So that's a fun. It's fun for a while when keeping you in the air. Yeah. Actually, a lot of the scenes, Jeff Bridges is literally in the dark. His character is sitting in a dark room. Mm-hmm. Like his girlfriend will come in and say something, and he's just in the dark. Yeah. Or Tim Robbins will talk to him at the library. He's in the hallway. Jeff Bridges just darkness.
There's so many just amazing, clever little moments, like that moment he's in the library looking through old microfiche for something about Tim Robbins' character, and then Tim Robbins' character just shows up, and and then we don't know. Did Tim Robbins' character see? Does he care? Does Jeff Bridges' character know that he saw or didn't see? It's so tight. It's so careful how it gives us clues, and you can, like, I don't even know how many times I've watched this, but you can see, like, the director isn't like, oh, I give you nothing, surprise! It's like very carefully built, and I love that. It's so careful, so good.
Because I wrote, he confronts him about that an hour in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what's the rest of this movie going to be? Because I really had no idea where this was going, and it's so he's like, oh, my friend, he died. I was 16. I planned like I was dumb. You never made a dumb choice.
Yeah.
And it convinced me. I'm like, all right, so now what's gonna happen?
So Tim Robbins isn't a bad guy,
right? Yeah. I mean, I guess the movie worked because I was like, hook, line, and sinker. I was like, okay. Makes sense.
I don't see that anyone wouldn't be persuaded by that. Like, he was very, very good at it.
And then, okay, so I started being funny in my notes. There's a funny internet joke about Matt Damon being in love with Ben Affleck. And whenever there's a picture, they mention each other. Comments was to be like, which could mean nothing. So I started writing that in my notes. It's like the girlfriend sees Tim Robbins in the car, or like the handoff. I was like, which could mean nothing. And then like, oh, she's at the mall and the wife is there, which could mean nothing.
Oh man.
Oh, the girlfriend died in a car accident after that interaction, which could mean nothing.
Right.
No, it meant some stuff actually. I mean, it's like the movie's like my experience convinces you that no, this is the truth, and then immediately after it's like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
Then,
yep.
and it's like a roller coaster. This ride.
Yeah, it's this beautiful intellectual. Okay, yeah, I believe that. Like just like you said, and the very next thing that happens is like, wait, I thought it was, and now it's not. But like that scene that you just mentioned in the shopping mall is, I think, my favorite moment ever of Joan Cusack.
Joan Cusack jump scare.
Oh my goodness. She just pops in.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, what are you doing here, to Jeff Bridges' girlfriend? And she's like, shopping. And then that moment, and the girlfriend asks Joan Cusack's character, what are you doing here? And she gets this look, and she's like, shopping. And you're like, oh, crap.
Yeah.
She's going to die. This is all... Oh, man. That moment is just phenomenal acting. Oh, everything in her little tilt of her head and her sad little shopping. Yeah. Oh, man. So good. And then we get like the end of this movie. And it's magnificent. Like, just... Because we're with him, he's trying to save his kid, and then we realize the same moment Jeff Bridges' character realizes, oh my goodness, this is what's going on, and then, the bomb goes off or whatever. It's such a just brilliant movie with just, like it's one of the best psychological manipulations I've ever seen in a film.
What sells it is the movie tells us the secret early on when he's teaching the class. He's like, we just needed... He's talking about some terrorist thing that happened. It's like, we just needed an answer. We needed a name.
One man.
If we knew the name of whoever was behind it, we were fine. And at least watching it, what is he? The line says, we needed to have this man to blame. It gives us our security back. This man was not like the rest of us.
Yep.
And that scene literally tells us the secret.
Yeah.
It's like there's more than one person involved in these things, but we only like to have one simple answer that satisfies us. And like, well, we're just looking at one person. It tells us it's not that easy.
Yeah.
My neighbor's suspicious. Well, the movie already told us that it's not like that. It's complicated. It's more people involved, type of thing. And then you when he realizes it, we realize it. You're like, it's been building up to this moment. This movie's good.
It's so good. So good. It's got some just chilling lines, like the shopping line, but like after we know that Tim Robbins' character is, not a good guy.
Right, because there's a house party.
Right.
Where it's clearly like, what are you doing here? We got your kid.
Yeah.
Just do what we want and they're all okay.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this?
And he's got this
line.
Who are
these people?
where Tim Robbins' character's like, because of you, my son is alive. I'd very much like to return the favor. That's crazy because he's the one that's got the kid. He just wants, oh man, it's just chilling. Shopping. Oh man. So good.
And that's when you realize also like, oh, the kid, he had a fireworks accident.
Yeah.
It was probably making a bomb. The kid's already in it.
Yeah.
It was a literal bomb explosion.
Or even worse, maybe, what if Tim Robbins and Joan Cusack made that happen?
Okay, maybe.
So that Jeff Bridges would find the kid. That's even scarier.
Okay, I saw a YouTube comment saying that, but I don't know, though.
Yeah, we don't... Yes. And that's why this is so much fun.
Did they do that to their kid to get this interaction? Or was it like, you are now involved in something you don't understand? Hopefully that's the extent, but you're pushing the boundaries you shouldn't have, and now we got to get rid of you.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it could go either way.
It could.
Because there's one point where the kid, the Jeff Bridges' son, is playing baseball or doing something, and Tim Robbins is like clearly like an influence on him for good and stuff. And like there's a shot where Tim Robbins' son, who got injured, looks kind of disdainfully at his friend, like Jeff. I don't know his character's name. Jeff Bridges' son, and I'm like, what's going on with that look? Like, either he's jealous his dad is paying attention to him, or does he know something we don't know?
Or he knows, you stupid moron.
Maybe.
You're getting played,
Maybe.
Right. That's why, I've said it already. That's why I think this is such a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Because even knowing, like, having watched it, there's still things, like these two things that we just talked about, that are just like, okay, is he really that evil and that bad? Or is it just like it happened and he made use of it? There's so many things like that. So good. Like, did he make... Anyhow.
See, the thing is...
We covered it.
You could be like, watch Arlington Road. What's it about? Well, you're suspecting your neighbors, but it's got a great ending. Like, you shouldn't tell people it's a twist ending, kind of, you know? Because it's a journey, and... But it's a really good twist.
Yeah.
Because...
It's one of the most effective twists I've ever seen. Because I remember my first... Like, I stood up and I'm like, no way! Like, the first time I watched this, it was so good. I was so hooked.
I was looking into it, and a random YouTube comment was like, when I saw this in theaters, I sat in my seat for like the next 5 minutes when the movie ended. It's like, God, soak that in.
Yeah.
I want to point out there's a cool car crash when he's trying to find his son. And there's a point of view shot as he drives away, which is just cool filmmaking stuff. It's like, wow, that's really cool. Like, I mean, like, obviously no CGI. A little bit. Movies used to feel dangerous to some degree. We don't get that anymore, but the crash was cool. The camera shot in it was cool. I like the fact, just because it's the 90s, that the girlfriend had to go find a phone. Yeah. That's... we're all too connected these days, but there's something kind of nice when, like, I gotta go make a phone call. Let me find a phone. And that's where the bad guys find her and stuff. But anyway.
Shopping.
I did have a question where it's like, if he was making an authorized delivery, this person in the van, why was the van empty, Deets? Flaw in this movie. I was joking.
I had never thought of that.
Yeah, I know.
It's a good point.
But anyway... It turns out it's just like the lesson he was giving his students. His name is just going to be in history as a person doing a bad thing, and
one man acting alone.
That's why. And then we don't look any further, because there's no need to look any further.
Yep.
To what extent is this reality? Probably more than we'd like to admit. But then you also start to, how do you find out? Or like. Well, let's say we caught a person and they don't, I don't know, like, wouldn't they say something if that would, like, be their... Maybe, I guess. You're right.
But the thing is, at least with these guys, is they're dead.
Yeah.
Like, when they get caught, they're not there anymore, and they can't... Like the JFK assassination. And he was dead shortly after, and so we don't know. Like, and that's why that is still an open conspiracy.
And that's the thing. Okay, conspiracy theories are fun because, the what if question is always a lot of fun. Like 9/11 itself is surrounded by conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me is also like, I mean, and specifically with 9/11, it's like, yeah, but to do that would need a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I just kind of don't believe...
Tim Robbins says there's millions of us.
Well... I was going to say, part of me that's the thing that makes some conspiracies fall flat for me, where it's like, yeah, there's no way this can be orchestrated and pulled off and not like something. Maybe. Dietz just shrugged, and you're right.
Well, I mean, okay. I read this book a while ago. It's called The JFK Assassination Facts They Don't Want You to Know by Philippe J. Cassard.
Sounds like it was written by a crazy person.
Sure.
To be
Sure. But I listened to it, and he obviously does have an argument that he's trying to make, but he presents all of this information, and it allows us to see, okay, this is picture, the big picture, and draw our own conclusions. I think that for the context of this movie, that's what we need to be doing. It's critical thinking again. It's just when things happen, we don't just accept the given explanation for them. We have to think. We have to reason. We have to, do our own research, acquire our own information, and make our own decisions about it. Because if we live our lives like the people in this movie, where once we have any explanation for it that kind of makes sense, we move on.
That's true.
Then life continues to disintegrate. I'm not a full-on conspiracy theorist. I have some things that I think are pretty certain, not like Bigfoot or whatever, but like the disintegration of education or the direction of education. I think is being done on purpose so that we, get more and more blue-collar workers, because we don't want thinkers and we don't want creators. We just want people to do work. I think that's actually being orchestrated and going on. But I think it's going on. And what makes a conspiracy for me is not that it's happening, it's that it's being obscured or being painted as something that it's not. Yeah.
I mentioned last week, because we talked about AI with Tron, people are scanning books for AI.
Yeah.
I saw another news article about that, where like old booksellers couldn't sell books, and now they're like being bought by like corporations to be scanned and then destroyed to like hold the information. And that's becoming less a conspiracy theory, more just like that's just what's happening and no one can stop it.
Oh wow.
Because of money. What are you gonna do? Buy all the old books first?
I have a number of them.
I know. Physical media is very important. Books and movies.
When it's books, yeah.
No, and movies. Did you know, this is a tangent on a tangent, but like PlayStation is going to stop making physical discs in a couple years.
I don't know why you're surprised by that.
Well, I think it's stupid and dumb. But like,
I don't actually, we have a PS4 and I don't think we own any physical copies of any of the games on
physical
there.
Copies are, digital copies, are really convenient and awesome. Yeah. But technically, and it's happened with a couple of things, you can lose a license, or license could be shifted, and technically you could lose access to digital copies of things like games and movies and stuff.
Worse things have happened.
They are alright, but what about books, Dietz?
Books are a different story.
Anyway, the thing is, he looks crazy in this movie. But he was right. Yeah. Conspiracy theories can make you sound crazy, but what if you are right?
Right.
That's this movie.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Like, here's the thing. Oh man, I hate. It's fun to talk about conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
But like, let's say a popular one, Donald Trump assassination attempt. Was that an easy fall guy to
one man
acting alone, or did it win Trump the presidency? Because it kind of did, Dietz.
Yeah. Yep.
But also, how do you miss a shot like that? Or was it just fake blah 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 blah? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like that's the thing this movie wants you to think about.
Yes. Think, ask questions, reason.
This movie, that's the thing. It's not just here are things to think about. It's like we want you to think about things. That's kind of the crux of this movie.
Yeah. Which brings us to one of the other philosophical questions.
Yeah.
So we've got the idea of civil disobedience. Henry David Thoreau, a long time ago, wrote Civil Disobedience, and the basic argument is when we recognize things are wrong, bad, evil, we not only should, we have the responsibility to rebel against it. And so in the context of this movie, our question is Tim Robbins' character wrong? Is he acting according to this responsibility that we have? Or you mentioned the Declaration of Independence. The United States of America came about because people were like, nope, this sucks. We're going to rebel. So is Robbins' character wrong?
There's not one specific thing he's angry about against, right?
Well, specifically, I think the movie hints on like what the feds did to his farm.
Oh, right.
Like his dad they had this big farm. Some bureaucrat somewhere decided we're going to divert the water to this other project, and it killed his dad's farm, and he ended up committing suicide. And so that specifically, I think, what drove him initially.
Government control.
Not caring about people. It's all about the program. So is he wrong? Maybe I'm not talking about his methodology.
Right. I mean,
I'm
that's
talking about
thing.
his decision to rebel.
To make the world a better place, do people need to be killed to make change happen?
Sure.
Or can you make change happen without destruction and death? I don't know. That's a tricky question because, the thing he's arguing about, it does need to be fixed, or in a better world it would be fixed.
Right.
And the only way to make the changes is to, you know, what are you going to get? A whole bunch of legislature to make a vote happen after a few years? Right. Or are you going to do a little terrorism and get people's attention to talk about a specific thing?
Yeah. I mean, I am not advocating terrorism.
Except for to those data centers, because...
And what are the
cameras, flock cameras,
the pinatas.
Which are pinatas.
I think I saw one of those. I think there's one by the...
They know where you are.
That's kind of creepy. So, just something to think about. And it doesn't have to necessarily be like a nationwide thing. In your own sphere, in your own life, what's wrong?
Yeah.
And what do you need to push against or rebel against in order to make life better for everyone? Kind of a thing. So we're teachers.
Yeah.
I push a lot, and sometimes it backfires, but I feel like I continue to push because I believe that education needs to be something that's not currently. And so I'm not a terrorist.
But what if there's an other teacher that it disagrees with you? That's the whole thing.
That's the point.
One person's good is another person's bad,
right.
even if they both are good people.
Right.
That's what I brought.
And out of that push and rebellion emerges the best.
Okay.
Because my ideas aren't necessarily the best ideas. Yours aren't necessarily the best, but there is good.
Rude.
What?
I said rude, but I was being silly.
But there is like the merger of people that are passionate, thinking, creative people. The merger of all of those ideas will become, in my opinion, the best. What happens, however, is people are beaten down by the bureaucratic system to the point that they stop thinking, creating, rebelling, and they just do what they have to do to get their paycheck. And that's when things don't change, things don't become better. So we need more people, in my opinion, pushing back on the establishment, calling attention to things that are being done that are bad or wrong or not as good as they could be. That's how we evolve. That's how we become a better society. Not by just passively going along with, in this case, the explanation of one man, one action or whatever, one man acting alone. And we're good with that because now I don't have to think about it anymore. Now I don't have to worry about it anymore because I caught the guy, he's dead, moving on.
Yeah.
That's that's the complacent attitude that leads us to the situation that we're in, where all of the other is just outside of our front door, like we were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. Because we need, or we want, to be comfortable. We don't want to be in a position where we could be wrong, where we could be called out, where we could be punished.
Right. Because sometimes, and it's due to some lack of critical thinking.
Yes.
If someone just says one thing about you that could destroy your career, your reputation, we're just, the society right now, largely online, because it's online, it's like, here's a little bit of information, and that's all you're going to get in your life, because you're not going to look any deeper on this, and because of that TikTok or that post, you've already made a decision on a subject. And I mean, that's where, kind of circling all the way back to, are we designed to, separate in our neighborhoods or whatever? I think social media, that's where it might be doing it on purpose, not so much a byproduct, where it's like, here's your little echo chamber where you only hear people that like-minded, or you'll see something on the news that makes you upset, and online you just see people that are similar-minded upset because of similar reasons, where there might be other things to consider type of thing. And that's where it's like, that's where right now there seems to be more specific directions on guiding.
Be upset about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, I've evoked it in the past, but I feel like the news isn't as powerful as it used to be, like the literal news on the TV.
Right.
But the great TV dark comedy Succession, which is the version of the Murdoch family who owns Fox and, blah, blah, the crazy rich billionaires. But there's a part where there's a presidential election, and they are literally like, we are deciding who the next president's going to be right here in this room of news people.
Yep.
Not totally inaccurate, probably, but now it's I would say maybe more social media influence, but it's the same thing.
There's enormous power in social media for manipulating how people think.
Yeah.
Enormous, which is why we, Ryan and I, are pushing so much for critical thinking. Because if, like you said, if the only information you get about a topic is whatever shows up in your reel, you are the sheep that are being herded. And hopefully that pisses you off enough to go, find more information.
Yeah, I just remember it wasn't about a serious topic. It was about some sort of movie. But I remember a conversation in my class that these kids are having back and forth about a popular movie. But it's like, no, it's confirmed that that's what's going on. When it was just, I'm like, no, that's just some TikTok said that. That's just some video you saw. But that's where I'm worried about this very thing. It's like, no, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Or even if it's about a movie theory or something more serious, that's where it's
not a possible explanation, it's the explanation.
Yeah. I don't know, it's scary, and that's why I think Arlington Road is now could find its place back in. It's not overshadowed by 9/11 necessarily, which I think it was.
I would imagine so.
It's hard to be like, this world I'm living in the 90s is so bad. Well, it was actually pretty good, I think. Or at least, I have one thing.
Okay.
Because I even texted you, because it's just we've mentioned some of them before. There's clear things that are not accidents, like Jeff Bridges, Tim Robbins, the neighborhood they live in, the house they live in. They're both white. It's all by design. The bad guy is someone that looks like you, type of thing.
Yeah. If you're white, middle class.
Right. Well, I mean, it looks just like Jeff Bridges.
Right.
Jeff Bridges, it looks like, you know what I mean, you rapscallion.
I do, but our listener may think.
What if the terrorist, wasn't over there, but was right here?
Yeah.
And not just looked like you, but basically had the same life as you.
Yeah.
A wife, a kid, a job.
Yep.
And that's the thing. I was going to kind of compare these two foils. Michael is the guy is Jeff Bridges.
Michael Faraday.
He believes that, like, you can learn about these things through his class. They could be studied. They can be understood. And, you know, like you teach, like, if we teach the kids the proper tools, we can fix these things.
Yeah.
But Tim Robbins' character, what was his name? Oliver, he believes that, like, the institution is the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you can't fix that. The system is the thing that's broken.
It has to be torn down and rebuilt. Yeah.
I guess not, good America versus bad America. It's two different ideas.
Right.
Versus a different idea.
Yep.
And I think that's super awesome.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier.
Right. And, like, it's just the movie, but it's constructed specifically. That's all on purpose.
Yeah.
And that's pretty neat. Anyway, but, like, yeah, we're supposed to be safe in our house. We're supposed to be safe in our neighborhood. We're supposed to be safe with the people next door.
Yeah.
Yeah, the political violence is... Here's something I stole from a person on YouTube. He compared this movie to Oedipus. Oedipus Rex, of course, murders his dad, marries his mom, both of which was unintentional, but both of which was predicted by, I don't know.
The Muse.
Yeah, and I actually have never read Oedipus Rex. I just know the story.
It's okay.
And he blinds his eyes out and stuff. The guy was saying how the more that Jeff Bridges' character tries to escape or, like, kind of uncover the secrets, it's pushing him to his own fate type of thing. I did see that. There were comments like, actually, it's not like Oedipus because they were actively doing bad things to him and it wasn't, like, his fate. But, like, I don't know, it's kind of a cool parallel or, like, illusion where it's like, yeah, the more you dive in, the more the deeper you get, where you can't get out and you're now doomed because of your own actions.
Yep.
So I like the Oedipus comparison.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
It is good. So one of my favorite movies is a 5-star movie for me.
I'm going to give it 5 stars too.
It's aside from the fact that the delivery van has nothing in it.
Plot hole.
I can't think of a thing wrong with this movie. If you like this movie, there's another one made a couple years earlier called Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson.
Julia Roberts?
Yeah.
Julia Roberts?
I think it's Mel Gibson and Julia Roberts, and it's really good. It's set up a little differently, but yeah, it's a great movie. The Usual Suspects, which I think if you haven't seen and you don't know anything about it, you should definitely watch it.
The Devil's Own, Primal Fear, Ransom? I don't know.
Oh,
Are those
Ransom's good. Primal Fear is good. Like, there's a lot of good movies.
It's like a political thriller. Yeah. Or is it psychological
Pelican Brief
thriller?
is really good.
I've seen Pelican Brief. That's fun.
Oh my goodness, it's so good. 90s movies are awesome.
90s movies are awesome. Thanks for making us watch this movie.
Of course.
It makes you think.
I will keep doing my duty. Every 5th movie... I'll keep soldiering on. But one reason I picked this movie is I felt like it was a pretty good bridge between, I guess, Jeff Bridges, wow, and what's coming, which is there's 2 movies, Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr. in them. I felt like this would be a good kind of bridge for that. So that's what we're watching next.
Yeah, and because in a way, and we'll talk about it, but the bad guy of Sherlock Holmes is doing what he's doing because he thinks it's right.
Yep.
And it's what these guys did in this movie.
Yep.
It's also a mystery, I suppose. However, this movie has better twists and turns.
Yes, I agree. And this movie doesn't have Robert Downey Jr. in it. So that's a plus also.
I think he's pretty good in that movie. I'm very curious to know your opinions on RDJ.
Well, you already know my opinion on RDJ.
I know, but anyway. Sherlock Holmes next week.
We'll get to it.
Arlington Road. Get to know your neighbors.
Yeah.
It might save your life.
It might.
Or get you involved in a conspiracy theory that you are...
And end up dead.
Yeah, exactly. But it's for the greater good.
From some people's perspective.
Yeah, exactly. But not from everyone's. We love you.
We do.
See
you next week.
Bye. Bye.